If you ever stop by the North Seattle Boys and Girls Club, you just might hear 8-year-old JoJo out on the basketball court. And right by his side,
come on,
his grandma Ruby.
Ooh.
The two have been there for each other. They've been through a lot.
Okay, this is for me. Come on.
A few weeks after giving birth, Ruby's daughter could no longer take care of JoJo. So nearly 50 and more than 2 decades removed from motherhood, Ruby was suddenly tossed back into the business of raising babies.
And it's like I had to learn to be a parent all over again and changing the diapers and everything, you know, and then things become familiar to you as you go along, you know, like when you first change a diaper and you haven't been around a dirty diaper and then you gag and the eyes water and everything, that you remember and you go, I remember this now. Now I know what to do.
But this time, things would be different. For one, getting around, it's not as easy as it used to be for Ruby. Then last year,
oh no,
Ruby and JoJo's apartment building caught fire.
It's a fire.
He pushed me, and then he got me out of there.
And I saved her.
And he saved my life that day. And then, so he was there for a reason. He was there to help me out that day.
But never did Ruby think she'd wind up here.
Whoa.
Her life in pieces, retired, raising a grandson, and now homeless.
And in the wintertime, too, it was hard. And shelters are full.
Then a few months later, Ruby found the Kinship Center at the Central Area Senior Center, also known as the Central.
It doesn't matter what color you are or how much money you have in the bank. Everyone, when they're thrown into this situation, it's a journey and they need support.
Kimberly Walker is the Kinship Center director, which just opened up last year. Within that time, they have helped more than 120 families.
Some kinship caregivers are living in senior housing. In the middle of the night, the police come and bring their grandchildren. They're living in one-bedroom homes, and children are not allowed there. So then you lose your housing, but you're not able to pay for housing large enough for the family. As a result, some of the families have been homeless.
Not only is Helen SAWYER the King County Kinship Navigator, she knows firsthand the shock of becoming a second-time parent. She's raised 3 grandchildren.
My youngest daughter got on drugs, and I got her daughter, 5 years old.
According to the most recent U.S. Census Bureau data, 4.9 million children in the country under the age of 18 live in grandparent-headed households. Not easy to do in a rough economy on a fixed income.
Found one.
Oh, I found one too. Check that out.
That's why the Kinship Center helps caregivers find housing, help with utilities, rent, and food. They guide them through the adoption process and other legal proceedings, schooling.
They help to integrate families into the school system, help to do that kind of translation, because it's a whole different language than what we remember it being like back in the day when we were raising our children.
And since it's located within the senior center, families have access to the computer lab, a hot meal, or simply it's a place to relax. There's even a dollar store to make the sudden change a little easier to manage.
Many have to move into a larger place. You've got to find beds, clothing, and then you have to learn about the system all over again.
And thanks to the Kinship Center, grandparents are learning the drill all over again, learning how to keep up with the system, the times, and the kids.
Awesome.
Then you try to ride the skateboard and you try to play basketball. You do all the things with the kids that you did with your children.
You tried riding a skateboard at what age, do you mind me asking?
Oh, Lord. About 6, I was in my 60s, early 60s. And my grandson has a skateboard. He said, Grandma, it's easy. Why don't you try it? And you just... I don't want to tell you what happened.
But raising her grandson, Ruby says that's the best thing that's happened to her.
I'm learning a lot from him every day.
And while she'll leave the jump shots to JoJo, she'll never leave his side.
As a grandparent, I'm glad I went through with it with him because we both grew. Keeps me going, changed my life.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.